Okay, hello everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. and welcome. For the audience here tonight, the City of Glendora utilizes a hybrid meeting format to allow for participation both in person and virtually. In consideration of others and the business conducted tonight, please silence your phones and any electronic devices and refrain from speaking unless recognized. Again, this is a public meeting for the community of Glendora. We appreciate and respect your participation here this evening. Excuse me. Madam Clerk, will you please conduct a roll call?
Thank you, President. At this time, I will conduct an oral roll call and request that each trustee respond with present when their name is called. Trustee Flowers,
Present.
trustee Johnson,
Present.
trustee Tolman,
Present.
Vice President Landman,
Present.
President Chu.
Present.
All members are present. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Erica, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. Sure. Sorry. Hand on your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so does anyone have anything they would like to reorder in the agenda or add? No? Okay, then I would like to open the public comment period. Now I invite members of the public to address the library board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once on both on and off agenda items. All questions should be directed through the presiding officer. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. If you're in attendance, please fill out a speaker card and fill it out. Submit it to the recording admin before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, speakers should advance to the podium, state your name and subject matter you wish to discuss. If you're participating via Zoom, select the raise hand icon in Zoom before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, you will be unmuted. State your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. I would now like to invite those who are in attendance to submit their public cards and speak.
We have no cards and there is nobody on Zoom.
Okay, great. So then I will close the public comment period. Now on to board statements and reports. Do any of the trustees have any reports or announcements? Erica?
I just wanted to let everybody know we're in the final stages for the badge art exhibit that it's going to take place sometime in May. So I just want to make sure that everybody's aware because this may be the last meeting prior to it. And then also I want to mention I had a great day over at the Rubel Farm yesterday, and it was the Michael Rubel birthday party and neighbor appreciation day. So that was a fun event. So I wanted to thank the Historical Society and the Rubel Farm for putting that on. That was awesome.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay. So then we will move on to the director report. Janet?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be back with you. As usual, there is a report that's available to everyone in the board packet. It's online for the public, and I won't go through it in detail since that's available for you, but I do have a few updates. And the first one right off the top is that I am happy to announce and introduce our new library services manager, Donna Dukes, who is with us this evening. Her experience includes many public library roles, including circulation clerk, adult services assistant, reference clerk, reference librarian, and programming coordinator, adult services manager, and interim library director. She speaks, reads, and writes Spanish and has 2 master's degrees in library and information science and in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And I would love to have her come up and just chat with you for a moment. Donna?
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna. As Janet mentioned, I do have a variety of experience in the public library field, originally from Chicago. I've been in California for 2 years, so most of my public library experience is out there. But I am super excited to be here. And today is my first day and it was amazing. Everyone is fantastic. Janet is great. Cindy's great. Elke's great. They're all wonderful. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And some of that she has to say. So- Okay, thank you. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Oh, I guess my phone is listening or somebody's phone is listening. You're welcome to that. Okay. Make sure mine's all the way off. All right. So just a few other updates this evening, not a lot since we went to press, so to speak. We mentioned in the written report that we are continuing to schedule the visioning meetings for the structural assessment. As you know, that's happening sort of in two parallel phases. One that's the seismic and sort of scientific study of the building, and the other that's a programmatic study. So we have our next sort of programmatic visioning meeting will be this Thursday from 2 to 4. And we will be reaching out to find out which couple of trustees might be available for that. And, just keep rotating trustees and staff and representatives from the foundation into those meetings. So thank you to all of you who have participated so far. And I know you'll be back with us. So I'm looking forward to all of that. Just a reminder that next week is National Library Week, and there will be a proclamation at City Council at their regular meeting on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So thank you to those who would like to come and celebrate National Library Week with us. And this week, you may not know, is actually Volunteer Week, National Volunteer Week. And with that in mind, I would like to turn it over to Ms. Cindy Romero.
Oh, good evening, everyone. This is National Volunteer Week, so we have a couple of things planned for our youth volunteers. They will be having an ice cream party tomorrow afternoon in the Friends Room at 4 o'clock. And for our adult volunteers, we wanted to show just a little bit of appreciation. And as library volunteers, it is for you as well. Oh, yay. So it's just a small token of appreciation for all of the many hours that you put into helping the library and the community.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are very appreciative of all of you. And there are so many teams that make the Glendora Public Library what it is. And really, more to the point, that make the community what it is, supported by agencies like the library. And how great the parts of the team are that just do that out of the goodness of their heart and of their sense of civic responsibility, and just donating their time. So as part of that, we thank you, and to all the other volunteers out there, thank you as well. Those are the only updates I have to the written report. I'm happy to answer or forward along any questions that you might have.
Does anybody have questions or comments? No? Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I just wanted to welcome you to the Glendora Glendora Library family. So it's nice to meet you.
Mhm. Yes, welcome. Have you visited Glendora before or prior to the job? Okay. Well, we're happy to have you here. There's so many great things going on here. I do have a question. In the report, there was a presentation for the community on the Library of the Future. Yeah, if you would like to speak about that, I'm curious to hear what that was about.
It would help me if you could refer me to the packet page. I'm
Packet
guessing maybe you were
page
talking about
13.
you might be able to talk about the State of the City address.
Is that community members? Oh, yes, it is. Yes.
Right.
Okay, so that was your presentation at the.
State of the
Okay,
City,
got
yes.
it. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay. No other comments, questions? Okay, then we will move on. to items number 3 through 5. We're going to talk about the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar will be enacted by one motion without individual discussion unless a board member has requested it to be removed for separate discussion. Does anyone wish to pull or comment on any of the items? No? I just want to say, well, I will not be able to go to the event where we're recognizing the volunteers, but I would like to say thank you for all of their hard work. Yes, and I have no other comments on these items. So I guess we move on to a motion?
A
to
motion
approve?
to approve consent calendar items 3 through 5.
Oh, I think, I don't know.
Is it not working?
I need help as well. My
No.
Okay, thank you.
They're not working.
So if I may, while that's all being taken care of, Cindy, would you like to just, for the benefit of those who might be watching, mention a little bit about the event that Brianna just talked about in terms of the volunteers?
So we actually have 2 events coming up for our youth volunteers. I believe the one that you're mentioning is in recognition of our graduating senior volunteers. So years ago, the library board, so your predecessors, had voted to recognize the graduating senior volunteers who met certain criteria.
Okay.
Those criteria include volunteering all 4 years of high school, a certain number of hours, and they also recommended a scholarship from the Friends Foundation, which the Friends Foundation was very happy to provide. So we do have 4 students who are going to be recognized on May 3rd at the City Council's quarterly recognition. 3 of them have volunteered through their entire high school and donated over 50 hours of service to the community through the library. So they will be receiving a scholarship from the Friends Foundation and a certificate from City Council. We also have an additional student who has volunteered the last 2 years of high school. So she's like the next tier. So she'll be receiving a certificate from the City Council that night as well. So lots of great recognition for those students and a little token to help get them started in their college.
Thank you, Cindy.
Mhm.
And thank you also, as always, I know that you also include in those criteria a way to represent homeschooled.
Yes.
So we went by high school, we don't necessarily mean you have to be enrolled in a public, so just acknowledging that as well. So thank you always for that, Cindy.
Okay, so back to consent. We do have a motion by Vice President Landman. Do we have a second? Perfect. We have second by Tolan. So I will now conduct an oral roll call vote as well. You should be able to vote on there. Trustee Flowers,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Tolan,
Aye.
Vice President Landman,
Aye.
President Chu.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Now on to agenda item number 6, Library Trustees support of Glendora Public Library Friends Foundation Night on the Plaza requested by Chu and Landman. Janet.
Thank you. Next slide, please. And next slide, please. Okay, welcome back. We are prepping for the summer season. And so just a little review of what this discussion is about. The Glendora Public Library Friends Foundation is a 501c3 on its own merits that supports the library. They provide financial support beyond the city's budget to support community opportunities through the library. Night on the Plaza, otherwise known as NOP, is their annual dinner dance fundraising gala. And just a point of, a formality is that we do have a formal memorandum of understanding between the city and the Friends Foundation. And this particular item of discussion for how to support them at NOP was indeed requested by President Chu and Vice President Landman. Next slide, please. So I pulled here a couple of things from the most current year, the current year's Night on the Plaza sponsorship materials, just as a starting point for your discussion. These are some of the formal ways to sponsor, anywhere from $500 sponsorships up to $10,000. Next slide, please. And then there are also ads that can be taken out in the program anywhere from $125 to $500. As we know from last year, there are also other opportunities, if you would like to discuss those directly with the foundation in terms of creating a basket or of experiences or whatever as part of the auction and fundraising opportunities. Next slide, please. So we are basically just turning this over to you to review the options and decide on your related activities if you have any. So back to you.
Thank you. I guess, does anyone would like to kick off this conversation?
Yes, thank you. Last year, the trustees, we created a little opportunity basket, and I don't know if that's something that everybody would be interested in doing again this year, or do you want to do something else instead?
I think the opportunity basket it seems like the Friends Foundation really liked it. And I think we had fun putting that together. Yeah, I feel like that's the most fun option compared to the other options. I don't know, anyone else want to put in their word on this?
Okay, and I know the theme is Mamma Mia,
Great theme.
like
Love it.
Greek.
Mhm.
So like Greek and I don't know if we want to have like a Greek basket theme or olives.
Mhm.
I don't know. Any ideas? Always like pool raft. I saw an olive pool raft, a pimento at Leslie's pool.
I'm sure we can come up with something that falls along the theme. I don't have any ideas off the top of my head, but I'm sure Pinterest will have a lot of ideas for us. Yeah, Janet.
So just a reminder about procedure. If all of you wish to discuss pool floats and olives together, then it does need to be agendized for discussion at the meetings in between now and Night on the Plaza. If you also have the option of appointing a couple of trustees to, so not a quorum, who then can basically coordinate that. And I can then act as a point of contact for any kinds of outreach that needs to happen. But if you want to discuss it together, then we just need to get it back on an agenda for a future evening, or you can do it now if you choose. So just to.
I feel like the way we did it last year was very efficient. We appointed 2 people to take care of it, and then we communicated via by Janet in terms of amount or
Logistics,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. Everyone okay with that? Okay, so which 2 people? It sounds like Erica. I'm telling you, but I feel like you're very interested in this. Anyone else?
I'd like to help.
Perfect. Okay, do we need to vote for that or?
Yeah, so I have that we're gonna approve a Greek theme opportunity basket to donate to the Glendora Public Library Friends Foundation Night and having Vice President Landman and Trustee Johnson as the designees. That Carrie, sorry. And let me open this up. So can I have them? Oh, perfect. So I have a motion by Vice President Landman and seconded by Trustee Flowers. I will now conduct an oral roll call vote. Trustee Flowers?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Tolan?
Aye.
Vice President Landman?
Aye.
President Chu?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 7, new business, discuss the cancellation of regular library board of trustee meetings for the 2023 summer session. Janet.
Thank you. Next slide, please. And next slide, please. Thank you. So as I mentioned, we are planning for the summer. So here, this next item is about your meetings. Last year, the Board of Library Trustees voted to cancel the August meeting. Just as a point of what environment you are in, according to the municipal code, there will be no city council regular meetings. They can always call emergency ones if they have to, but no regular meetings in the second half of July or the first half of August. Remember, they meet twice a month. So, but those are the ones that they cancel per the municipal code. Next slide, please. So typically in July and August together, between those two meetings, these are the kinds of things that we typically cover together. The election of officers, the appointment of the liaisons to the Friends Foundation, the planning of the library board goals, so your goals, the reports on the library's goals, metrics, and budget. That's a wrap up that we do for the prior fiscal year. And then we also check in with any new trustees that have been onboarded. So those are typically what we cover between those two meetings. Next slide, please. If any of those have to slip because we don't have the data or something else happens, those items can also be covered in September as needed. There's nothing mandating that we have to cover them in either of those months. If items require immediate action, a special meeting may be called. So just, we're not, it's not that we can't conduct business, it's just the regular meetings would, one of the regular meetings would be called. And we do expect vacations, as the city council does, for the public, for library and city clerk staff, as well as perhaps among you. So on our end, as of the writing of this, we had fairly even vacation requests for both July and August. However, since then, I did get one sort of verbal interest on the team for taking some time off in July. So just in case that adds into your calculations. Next slide, please. So we are recommending this evening that in either July or August that you not hold a regular board meeting. So in one of those months that you not have one, and that you provide us the direction to make that happen accordingly. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or have any, which month they prefer?
Looking at either canceling Monday, July 17th or,
Sorry, can you go on the mic?
pardon, sorry, we're looking to cancel either Monday, July 17th or Monday, August 21st.
I would prefer to cancel July of the two.
I would also prefer to cancel July.
I'm fine with that.
Now, last year we took July and August off.
Yes.
Is that, because I think it was like a catch-up month? or something?
It
If I
was
remember right?
personal takeoff, right? Or we decided as a board
Like,
to
There-
Like a
cancel.
catch-up?
So I think
That
this-
required for the, whereas 1 month, you're just good enough.
We're recommending one. You can take whatever action you choose. Last year, it was voted to cancel the August meeting, and then the July meeting was canceled because of exigent circumstances. So that was not part of the normal board action in terms of when to meet over the summer.
Well, speaking for myself, I would prefer August as the month. So my question then to you, Director Stone, would be if this body votes to take July off, but I personally take August off, does that count as an unexcused absence?
I think I'll let the city clerk answer that question.
I would consider it excused because you're letting us know right firsthand, so it would be okay.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, should we vote? Does
So for
anyone
which
wanna make
month
a
are we trying to
motion?
cancel, July or August?
I move to cancel July.
Okay, so let me say this real quick. This is to cancel July. If I can get a motion and a second. Anybody want to vote for second? Okay, perfect. So we have a motion that's made by Vice President Landman, seconded by President Chu. I will now open up for you guys to vote and do an oral roll call vote. Trustee Flowers,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Tolan,
Aye.
Vice President Landman,
Aye.
President Chu.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0 to cancel the month of July.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But we can't talk about anything. Okay, agenda item number 8, self-evaluation of the Board of Library Trustees for fiscal year 2022-2023. Janet.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that too. So we're, this is an annual opportunity for your self-evaluation as the Board of Library Trustees. This is a chance, and in April, what we do is give you a chance to revisit the procedure before you actually begin the evaluation, if you choose. That way you can decide if you want to continue with the process the way it has been. So starting in 2018, basically the self-evaluations were provided to the recording secretary, and then added unchanged into the board packet and discussed and documented in the minutes as desired by the board. So that's how they were sort of registered, was by just including them in the board packet. Next slide, please. So in April of 2022, last time, some of the discussion items, topics included the options for how to do the self-evaluations, the need for the board members to understand the library's mission statement as they were doing that, a feasible timeline for completing them, the method for collecting them, and then there was an agreement that that I would act as the collector and sort of communications hub for the evaluations and then report the results at a later date. Next slide, please. So the actual process that was approved after that discussion last time was that we would use the library board goals as a guideline, and that the trustees would respond to the items on that goals list, and that I would email out those instructions, the mission statement, deadline, and those goals within 1 week of that meeting where that was decided. And then those the responses would be aggregated and presented at the June meeting. So just so you can see how that turned out, I didn't include the entire evaluations from last time, but just put in some 1-page samples into the packet that's available for you and for the public online. So from the 2022, how that looked when that was a product. Next slide, please. So tonight, what we're recommending for this evening is that you sort of review all of that, discuss next steps and assignments as led in discussion by President Chu, so you can decide how you would like to proceed with your self-evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Okay. I think everyone did a great job with their reviews last year. We did all use a different format, so I think we should, like Janet recommended, we should settle on one format that everyone follows. That way it's easier for us to compare our self-evaluations. Is there a format that you guys would prefer or liked? Everyone's like, "Oh."
For me, it's always just easiest to go in bullet points, but the matrix, there's like a grid. Yeah, that one looked pretty flowing. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do the grid, and I mean, maybe we don't have as many columns as I had put in, or we can have just as many, or if not more. But I basically just copied and pasted the bullet points from our goals and just, yeah, basically what everyone else did, but I put it in a table. So is there, what would you guys like a prompt on like what we should write? Should we be like assigning a score? Should we just write comments? Should we write ways that we can improve? Should we?
I'm fine with your template. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what the people want, we could do that.
I agree with Trustee Toland. Yeah.
I agree also. Looks very handsome.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so then maybe we can get a motion to, I guess, I mean, I could just dig up my template and then send it to Janet.
Oh, my staff can tell you, I still have it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Not a
sounds
problem.
good. I hope I sent it to you via a Word document. That way you can just delete everything. Might be a
Even if you
PDF.
didn't, I can probably convert it, and if I get stuck, I will reach out to
Okay,
you.
perfect.
But,
Okay.
thank you.
So the motion is to approve one format style for all trustees to use. Is that what it?
Mhm.
So do we have a motion? Oh, perfect. Motion by Vice President Landman. Do we have a second? And seconded by Trustee Tolan. Let me open this up real quick and I'll conduct an oral roll call vote. Trustee Flowers,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Tolan,
I,
Vice President Landman,
Aye.
President Chu.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. All right. Do any of the trustees or staff have any questions or closing comments? Erica.
I wanted to also take the time to thank the library and the Friends Foundation for the little gift of books and fuzzy socks for the Wings children and mothers who are receiving help from the WYCA. It's a battered women's shelter. And so they came, the Friends Foundation came and dropped off the contribution. It was very heartwarming, and a lot of public support has been going out for the Kiwanians drive for April and May. And what it involves is it's collecting summer and spring weight pajamas for children up to like 0 to 18 years old, and for their mothers who are being relocated, kind of running away, not running away, but being rescued from an abusive situation. And so most commonly, the most often forgotten things to be packed would be pajamas. And so that's the significance of the pajamas. But the library contributed books, young adult books and different ages, and fuzzy socks. So for the kids within the shelter. And so thank you again. So any questions about the Kiwanians Drive, I'm here. So, any questions if you're interested in donating or reaching out. The other thing is I just want to make a reminder about the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. That's April 26th, 7 a.m. over at the Country Club. So nice, bright and early meeting. So thank you.
Thank you, Erica, and thank you for sharing that opportunity. I think that's such a great cause, and very happy to see that the library was helping and supporting that. I do have one question for Janet. When will so we've been having the structural analysis meetings where we're rotating board members and to go attend the meetings. When will we be getting an update to a formal update about those meetings?
Well,
the board?
let's see, if you let me know what kind of, like, if you're looking for an update from the library staff, that's one thing. If you're looking for the formal report and that kind of update from the actual agency, that's different. So if you can clarify.
I guess like an update of what the discussions are at those meetings, or maybe whoever does go to when we start off the meeting, just give like a 2-sentence summary of what was discussed.
Sure, I mean, there is an appropriate place for that for the trustees in the agenda.
Right.
And I'll make a note that we will be prepared to flesh that out next time. Yeah,
Okay,
we can do that
perfect.
for you.
Thank
Absolutely.
Did you mention the next date for the next meeting?
Yes, it's this Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4.
This-
we're just looking for confirmation. Okay, yes, yes. So, and we will be reaching out to figure out attendance for that. Since it's library business, it can't be a quorum, as you know, so.
Perfect. And we have the full schedule of when all those meetings will be taking place? Did
Um,
you email that us, or is there a schedule?
So not all of the next steps will involve meetings, right? So after this one, it's not clear whether those will be the group reporting out, back, or whether they will still be continuing visioning meetings. The idea was, at least for the visioning ones, that we would have this larger representation from the trustees, the foundation. Right? So my understanding is that this is the last of the visioning meetings.
Got it.
The next, I think the next one after that we do have scheduled, but I was not under the impression it would be like a discussion the way these have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
If that
That's-
changes, we will let you know.
Thank you. That's all the questions that I have. Anyone else? No? Okay, then I will adjourn the meeting at 7:35 p.m.